2, 1, go.
Welcome to Coop and Hatch Podcast.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
It's the Coop and Hatch Podcast.
15.
Yeah, number 15. We have a special guest. This is my half-brother. This is Darian.
Me.
So, tell the peoples about you. Tell them what's your car history. So, we're 10 years apart, and we have the same mom. And you're kind of just starting getting into cars and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
It's so great. See, this is
first car. What would that be? I guess almost 4 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 1990 Volvo 740, and then swapped to my new car, which is the 95 straight six Grand Cherokee.
that straight six is
Two serious rides.
It's
dude,
they're both very good.
You have a way cooler first car than I do.
That's
Well,
the fact that it was a Volvo made my mom just be like, yeah, sure, you can get that, absolutely.
I think you had 4 first cars, so which one are you talking about?
the
All of
Saturn.
them.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking the Jeep. Yeah, the Saturn definitely was.
No, I would take his Volvo over my Jeep, over the Wagoneer all day. That Volvo, it's a wagon, dude. That thing was cool.
Volvo, not that specific Volvo.
It's
Well, but
No,
you
I
also
would
left out that it was a 740 wagon.
Yeah,
so, you
That's
know.
true. It was the wagon.
it's a wagon. That's immediate points.
It was.
Because you know from Coop and Hatch, we
We
like
love them hatches.
So if
That's
it was
true.
a 740, did they even make a Coupe 740? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But if they made, I know they make a 2-door Volvo. I
Yes.
don't know what the number is. So if it was a 2-door Volvo or the wagon, then that's even.
They
like-
get bonus points.
That's a bonus. It definitely.
And then it's just the classic Jeep recipe. It's a 3.0, dude.
That's
It's like
perfect.
straight
It's like
six.
ice cream on the
It's-
pie.
Yeah, that thing's invincible. You can't kill it.
If someone told me I have $5,000 to go buy something that will I can drive across a mountain on, I'm buying that Jeep.
I would buy 2 Jeeps
Yeah, because
and then tow the second one because they could just do that.
true.
Okay,
And
so
we all know you need parts
so
for
what
a
you
Jeep.
just said is kind of sort of the theme of this week's show.
Yes.
If suddenly you had no cars,
No cars.
you had $60,000 to spend on 3 cars.
So $20K each.
Yes, 20K each. So you want a daily type car, you want a, I don't know, utility type car, and you want a fun car. That's today's show.
Yes, it is. We are playing Pick 3, and I'm excited. This is a good one because I love we all chose similar vehicles, not knowing that we did. Which is kind of
True.
cool.
And you know what I just realized? I left all my notes downstairs, so I'm just going to have to try to wing it
Ooh,
on my 3 cars.
At least I had more prep time than I did.
this is true. He was on a plane. He was getting on a plane yesterday.
I had like a solid half hour of prep. And then I'm like, I got
You
this.
nailed it, though.
I got it. It'll be perfect.
This is how you know he's my little brother. Just
fine.
immediately knows.
That'd be fine.
So
Don't worry about
we're
it.
gonna we're gonna start with the off-roaders. So I chose the
Utilitarian.
yes. That's a fantastic word.
That's
Dang.
that's a big word.
Where'd you pull that one out?
I don't know.
Dictionary, apparently.
3 or more syllables, so usually I don't use words
Yeah,
like that.
and you used it in one breath. So, I chose the Isuzu Vehi Cross. I've been obsessed with this vehicle. It's one of those that I've always thought about it. And so, I was like, if I could choose a different off-roader than I have, I would have gone this direction. I wish I could have. And the cool thing is, they're like $11,000. And like, it's a coupe. It's got the same I think it's a 3.6 from the Rodeo. So you know it's a great motor.
The Rodeo or the Trooper?
Both.
There's them both.
Yeah, so you know it's a great motor. It's all-wheel drive, which is really cool. But it's one of the first cars that have torque. Well, it's called TOD, but what we know it now as is torque vectoring. So it will send power to what tire needs it.
So if the left front's slipping, then it gets more
Yeah.
juice.
Super cool.
So then it just starts slipping more.
Yeah. And then you start doing donuts because it's a
Or-
short little guy.
Or does it pull power from the one slipping and give more power to the others? It's like that
Oh,
day.
now I'm too confused.
Like that day I got stuck in 2 inches of snow in the Jeep, because I had way too much power.
This is not the same level of Jeep. let's just get that straight.
Mine would not survive.
His would not get stuck.
This was the SRT8 Jeep with over 400 horse. And I was in Idaho, and I was leaving a building, and all I did was just sat there and spun.
I'm trying really hard not to laugh.
The horsepower difference between our Jeep is probably by a factor of 10. Given my Jeep right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeep stuck in 2 inches.
But at least you're not stuck in a Jeep.
That's true. At least I'm gonna go through this ditch. Watch this.
So,
well, I think there was a layer of ice and then 2 inches of snow, because I just slid, and then
honestly, that's what it had to be.
A guy got super tired of me sitting there shooting rooster tails 15 feet in the air of snow, because I'm turning the wheels, like snow shooting my way like those jet boats. So he got tired of me doing it, so he came out and pushed the butt end over, and I took off.
He's probably like city slickers.
I don't think the Jeep had that big fancy word you used.
Torque vectoring.
Torque vectoring.
No, it was just the SRT8 Jeep. The gen you had was just a 90-10 power split, so it was like barely all-wheel drive. But yeah, so I chose the Isuzu Vehi Cross.
Okay.
11,000.
So what I did is I went through, in Utah we have a local media company that has their own version of Craigslist. So I went through KSL Classifieds looking for cars actually for sale. So if you like one of these and you think, hey, I want that car.
We're gonna link these on the website as like the description of the video.
So we can just find the car. So my I can't even say it now.
Utilitarian
vehicle is
the boys got it.
The Land Rover Defender.
That's such a good car, man.
This one is
it just sounds cool.
Oh yeah.
It's a 1980. The guy brought it over from England, so it's right-hand drive. And
it's probably a stick shift, isn't it?
It's a diesel, which I love.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And, I mean, check it out. And I think I have more pictures.
Yeah.
Just look at that thing.
How much is that?
This one was like 1997.
So you're pushing it, but like
for 19 grand. It's pretty close.
That's a good deal. Honestly,
look at the interior.
Especially as a diesel.
Yeah, that's just it. Right-hand drive diesel.
Okay.
You can't find diesels anywhere nowadays.
No. So
they just don't exist. They're not real.
Any other details from the Defender?
Since my notes are downstairs, no.
No memory on that one.
I remembered the year, and I remembered that it was a diesel.
Nailed it.
I know it's a car.
Well, we do know that the Defender diesel, there's videos on YouTube of them going and doing those tow competitions where they'll do like hitch-to-hitch towing. And people have put those things up against like 3,500 Cummins diesels. And it's just pulling them like... It's not even difficult though.
But I bet you the Cummins would just spin its tires.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the Cummins got like absolutely gapped. It was a good pull, but then once like the Defender started moving, it was just like dragging a bag on the ground.
You know, it's like me, tortoise in the hare. I'm the tortoise. That thing's gonna get there.
Yep.
Man, this is weird heavy thing attached to my car. What's going on back here? What's happening?
Oh, he's backwards. That's weird.
Oh, you know you're driving the wrong way, my guy, right?
The guy inside of the Cummins is just... the British guy beat me. Sorry, we do love Cummins. I'll be straight. Like, they're fantastic. But, I mean, you're going to lose.
Just to prove the point, that little four-banger diesel in a Range Rover, Land Rover.
Yeah, fantastic. What'd you choose?
So I chose, very original, the same car that I already have.
I don't know if they can see that. Bring it over.
There you go.
There we go. 1995 Jeep Grand Cherokee with the straight six. It has to be the straight six, though.
Obviously.
Because, I mean, at least for me, it's the epitome of practicality.
That's a perfect description of a Cherokee.
But that's not going to be like $40,000.
That's the round front end. Is yours?
Yeah.
The first one you showed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a square.
Oh, sorry. His is this one.
So,
I mean, the wrong picture.
It's old enough to where...
Dang, dude, that's good.
But I love it. It's great. I need to get some new paint on it.
Mm-hmm. Just tell us more about your Jeep.
So, I mean, they are known for being comfy, but they have all the room you need. They got, I think, I think all of them have selectable 4-wheel drive, so you can take them wherever you want.
Wow, that's cool.
So, because you can put in either 2-wheel, 4-wheel, 4-wheel high, and then 4-wheel low. And there was something else. There's some other one.
Neutral.
So some other one. I think that might be it. Yeah, neutral. I mean, they're reliable. I mean, I forgot to put oil in mine for the past year and a half. It's still going.
Oops.
It'll be fine.
Oil's
Just-
not important.
But here's the thing: it's a 3.0 Jeep, so you could like, don't do this, but as a joke, just
Don't
put, like,
do it.
canola oil in it.
Don't. I could
Vegetable
probably,
oil?
I could probably put imagination in it and it would still work.
It would.
That was the motor that was in Katana's Wrangler too. That straight six. That thing's insane.
They're immortal, and with the Grand Cherokee specifically, you have so much room in the back.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
I can, even with the back seats up, I can still put, like, with my car, I could put the back seats down and then take a smart car and put it inside of my car. And then still go wherever I need to go. Like, I'll need to worry about it getting stuck anywhere. I went through a ditch like a week and a half ago. Because I was like, I'm stuck in a ditch. Oh well, boop, and we're good.
And here we go.
And, I mean, my exhaust pipe might be a little bit flatter, but whatever, it'll be fine.
So you get pipe bent.
Yeah, you just get you like put.
I mean, it's also
on the outside, hit it with a
It's
hammer.
also just a Jeep, so just like cut the pipe off.
That's what I want. I want to get a new exhaust, but I'm like, money's a thing.
That is true.
So
Speaking of money, these are going to
We've
be.
had 2 Grand Wagoneers, 3,
Yeah.
which are even bigger than.
Oh,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they're huge.
Picture like coming up in like my mom's Suburban. It's
Yeah,
like, it's big.
It's about that size actually.
It's
A little smaller. But
So we're gonna skip to the next category, and we're gonna call this specialty car. So this is just fun toy. Like this is just the
project,
Yeah.
the specialty, they're always working on it.
yeah, and mine's also quite relevant because it is the car I currently am always working on. So I chose to swap GC8 because you can find them under 20,000, but you're not going to be getting like a 2.5. You're not getting an STI swap. You're getting a WRX or maybe JDM STI swap. So
Or the original 2.5.
yeah. Man, it's hard because the swaps can go anywhere from. I haven't seen one under 15 in probably the last 6 months. And there's all the ones I was looking at that were the 2.5 were all way past 20. So you're looking at like 17K.
Okay, so while we're on this car, why don't we get an update?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Look at that segue.
We will be driving her again pretty soon. We got another set of wheel and tires. I'm not backing down from making sure I have the widest ones. It's more of I just need to drive it. So
If you go through the pictures on our website, you'll see we tend to make what we've started to call Hot Wheel cars, where the wheels usually barely don't fit or super close.
if it looks like, if you're thinking, how is that moving? That means I built it correctly.
So you ordered these wheels with the wide body kit,
Yeah, and
but it's a different
it's a
bolt pattern.
Yeah, so I have a 1-inch spacer that pushes the entire wheel out 1 extra inch because of that, and so these are already 10.5 inches. So I essentially am now 11 and a half inches wide, which puts me here, and my wide body ends here. So I can't turn the wheels.
So we got some smaller wheels last week. So
Some Cosmics. I'm excited. I've been wanting to run this company's wheels for a while, and so it was an awesome deal. Thank you for that, by the way. I know that's a hookup. So
we're gonna put those wheels on until we can make the modifications we need to put the bigger tires on. So it might look a little skinny, but anyway. And
Not bad.
Then we also ordered 2 new front fenders.
Yep.
So we can remount the wide body kit to nice fenders versus beat up ones.
And maybe paint.
Well, after we get it running, we'll start prepping it for paint.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of love in like the next 2 or 3 months. That's on our Instagram. I posted what car's getting the love. It's this one.
That one's getting love for now.
Oh yeah, I mean look at it.
And then after that,
So cute.
After that, we're gonna do some more to the Lexus.
Yep.
Okay, so my fun project car, this is actually for sale. It's got a 5.7 Hemi in it. Crate motor, never been fired.
What?
Ready to rock and roll. So this is the project car. It's a 38 Dodge panel.
That fits you so well. Like,
Look at that monster.
I can't.
Look at that thing.
That seriously is a
just
that is
so
a carry
beautiful.
car.
And it also has what every old hot rodder puts in. I don't even know if they made enough Mustang 2s to put all those front ends on and under hot rods. Because any decent hot rod you see out there has a Mustang 2
That
front
is a
end on it.
good point.
So how many Mustang 2s did they make?
Someone is making like replicas and
Well, that-
making a ton of money.
That could be, it could be a replica.
Or it's just like a full kit now.
Yeah, so because the Mustang 2 front end is...
Either way, if you're a fabricator and you want to make money, figure out frame swaps.
That's just the most popular front end I've seen on old hot rods is the Mustang 2,
Yeah.
which is the Charlie's Angel, and if I remember right, isn't that the
They
Mustang
came,
2?
yeah, they came in cool colors.
Yeah, and I love the Charlie Angel blue with the white stripes and the hood scoop.
That was called Candy, wasn't it? When it was super metallic-y like
I
that.
don't know.
All right, tell us about yours.
So the first one, still very, very original. The first car I had with a good, solid 1990 Volvo 240 Turbo. Just because, I mean, it's good, solid.
It's the exact same reasons for the Jeep.
It's the same reasons. Well, plus, with it being a project, with mine, even though it had the shorter bay, I could take the straight four that was in there, move it over, and put another straight four in there. Because it was that I could
That's
slide,
huge.
but I could sit between the engine and my frame.
So you could easily put a V8 in this.
You could put whatever you want in this.
So like, are we talking LS swap?
easy. Well, I've seen people swap those in there before.
Oh my
you can put whatever you want.
That would, and that's a coupe. That
Yeah,
would
and
be
it's coupe,
terrifyingly
and
fast.
With it being a project car, you're good. You're gonna do a lot of dumb things with it.
Oh, for sure.
But since it's a Volvo, you don't have to. You can go a little harder
Actually,
with it.
we don't condone dumb things on
No,
project cars,
don't do
especially
it.
not tires that don't turn.
Well, I mean,
Don't
just because you
don't
don't
try
condone
this at
it,
home.
No.
don't try it at home.
Don't try it at
But
home.
even well, I don't know. Maybe you're not at home. But I mean,
Jeff.
say someone else hits you. You're in a Volvo. The standard for our safety is based on that exact car.
That's also a good point.
So no matter what, you're gonna live.
Yeah.
My thing
Yeah.
is, I think it was someone in our family got hit by a train in the Volvo, and then they were still fine. So we keep making
That happened in our family?
yeah, we make a joke where it's
Whoa!
like, man, she fought a train and she won.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, we're
Like,
tough.
It's I mean, same thing. It's immortal.
Oh yeah, there's
Like you can do whatever you want with it.
So and the interior.
And the interior, and those things
Okay.
are surprisingly comfy. And somehow
Beautiful.
they had everything. You had like heated and cooled seats.
You know what's-
somehow?
Surprisingly,
Cool seats.
They had
Wow.
cool, or at least mine did. I don't know if that was standard or not, but
What
it was
year
cool.
was that?
that's cool.
Mine was a 90.
Whoa.
With cool seats.
What's
That's crazy.
really cool about this is that's a stock color.
Yeah.
And it's really relevant. Like that's a good looking color. There's a lot of those old colors don't translate well.
I don't know if the cool
That
seats
seems-
was standard, but I would push a button and my seat would get cold. So
Honestly, if someone
it works.
if someone wants to recreate like a new school version of this steering wheel, please, that would be.
I mean, it's probably
great.
out there
With a
somewhere.
giant square.
I mean, no one Volvo, you probably just rip the steering wheel off an old Volvo and put it on there.
just slap it on.
It'll be fine. It'll live.
Yeah, you're related.
Little JB Weld and
It's a
maybe
project for
tack
a reason.
Oh yeah, that's
there.
just a little bit of loving. One sec, I gotta pull mine up. I forgot my picture. These pictures went to the front. So
the project
this is the. I don't know, because I would say the Isuzu on my list would end up being my daily. So I think this would be my like show car, my like Sunday driver. Go out for a good, like just drive through a canyon car.
Ice cream night, drive to down to the ice cream
I'm so
parlor.
excited for ice cream nights again. We need summer. If someone could work on that, that'd be great. S2K. Well, that's the street name. Its actual name is the Honda S2000. These things, creme de la creme. This is up there with the GC.
It's a beautiful car.
This, I would say, this is in how I categorize cars. this car is equivalent to the GC, only in a rear-wheel drive form. Like, it's just, So, cool things about the S2K, there's 2 generations. You got AP1 and AP2. So,
What's that mean to people like me?
basically, one got a facelift, and if you're in the US, you got a bigger motor.
Okay, so it's not like modifications made from one year to the other?
No, it's you got like LED lights, it got better suspension, and it basically just got because the first generation was like 01 to, I think it was like, I want to say 5 or 6-ish.
So it's kind of like just a
it's like,
package
it was to make sure it got into like 2010 time, essentially.
But those numbers were just different packages.
Yeah,
Okay.
or generations.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is, I believe that's an AP1. So like this, boop. Cool things about these is the hard tops. If you got a factory one, came aluminum. So they wanted, it was all about being light. It was all about the nimbleness. It came with the F Series 2.0, fantastic motor. They take a bunch of boost. And that is for the first generation and second generation, not in the US. The US, we got a 2.2 for the second generation.
Okay, so what that means in regular English is
Translate.
they took the motor out of their Formula One race car, which is like some of the fastest race cars on the world, and they put it into this thing.
Not Formula One.
You said Formula.
I did?
Yeah.
No. No, oh no, it's the F Series motor.
Oh, but isn't F1 Formula One?
No, it's F Series. It's an F2, it's an F20.
Please translate.
It's a 2.0.
So that's
It's a 2-liter motor.
Well, when you say F1, I think of
No.
F1 racing, and I know
No.
Honda's super big into using.
They aren't anymore, actually.
Well,
That's some sad news.
before they would take all the technology they learned on the racetrack and put
And
it
they would,
into
yeah,
their-
they
put it in cars.
yeah.
Okay,
No.
so rewind, delete, boop.
Yeah, so no, it's
I
just
goofed up. When I heard F1, I get perked up.
this man's just like, wow, they turned it
It's
into
a race car.
Fast car.
That is sad news though. They don't do F1 anymore. Yeah, Red Bull took them off their tag. And AlphaTauri is the other Red Bull team. They used Honda motors, so I'm kind of sad. But yeah, this thing's the other cool. This is how you know a car is built to do what this one I would want it to do. Is it's got a perfect 50-50 weight distribution.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, that's really hard to achieve in a car. Like very, very difficult. Like I
So
think the
that means-
RX-7 is another very popular form of that.
That means the whole car is fairly even weighted. Like my V8 Vega my first car I built, the front end had all the weight because that motor was like
Heavy.
3 times bigger than the stock motor. So
And the only thing in the back would have been like the gas tank.
yeah, so when like that affects you when you go to turn or when you go to brake, everything's just like whoa, too much
Yeah.
weight up front. Okay, so for the
called dive.
dailies, I picked, I forget the year, but one of my favorite
I
BMWs
think you said 89.
of all times,
This is a good one.
the 850i.
This is also a very U car.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's
You did pick it.
the confidence of that.
It's
Yes.
like, yes, it is.
Just look at that nose. I mean,
Oh.
it's just like.
And pop-up headlights.
The pop-up headlights.
The other thing that this has, which is a very me thing, is a 5.7 V12.
I think there is another angle of this.
That's on the first one.
V12?
Yeah, like the Jag I had.
These things are pretty wide though, huh?
Yeah.
Really, really wide
But
car.
the thing like with the Jag V12 and with this V12 is a 5.7, which, what's that, like a 350?
Yeah, roughly.
Isn't that what, like the Mustangs? Isn't there a 5.7 Mustang or is there 5.
There's a 5.0 Mustang, so 5.7. Yeah, you're like big blockish. Yeah.
Yeah, so for a 12-cylinder, like the Jaguar was only a 324 cubic inch, if I remember right, which means the pistons are about this big, where the Harley pistons are about this big, but there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
So you have a car that has pistons this big versus this big. So you think of a V12 and you think, oh, big monster displacement, and the thing should be like a 700 cubic inch.
Well, it doesn't make me wonder if you could fit that V12 in the Volvo, since it's so big.
That would be kind
You
of.
might. It would sound insane.
You want to know a fun fact about the BMW V12?
They're only like 2 countries over.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sweden and Germany.
Yeah.
Bavarian, wherever that is now. But
Yeah, who knows?
other than
They got the
my-
same vibe.
Other than in my
Don't worry.
donut, the Bavarian cream pie.
Oh my gosh. What was I saying? Oh, the V12 from, I don't know if it's this BMW, but I know the V12 from the McLaren was, I believe they used this block, their V12, the BMW V12 block, that's freaking cool.
That's just a monster motor.
Yeah.
I can't imagine driving that. That would be like a dream come true.
I'd be terrified the entire time.
So what is your other car?
The other car,
I don't know what, it's a daily, whatever this thing is.
probably closest to the daily that I got on my list. I don't remember what year it was, but
that would be a
something.
Oh wait,
an '08 Forester.
XT.
Because I was thinking of cars, and first thought was WRX, but you wanted a little more space in a daily and the comfort. And I remember hearing somewhere that a lot of the stuff on the WRX you could just put on a Forester because it's the same thing, just fat.
Yep.
So I was like, it's practicality plus.
That is the best description of a Forester.
You can go just about wherever you want. Not quite. You can't. You obviously can't like do quite what you want as opposed to like a Wrangler or something.
I mean, the XTs do get decent gas mileage.
Yeah,
would you lift it or would you just leave it stock?
Depending on how much it was.
Yeah.
But then you go with a little bit of an earlier year, not something super new. That way it leaves you some extra money in that $20K to do whatever you want with it. Maybe lift it like maybe like 2-3 inches. Put on like a solid roof rack or something. Get like some extra, maybe an extra tire or two in the back.
So similar to this, yeah?
Yeah, similar to that. Whereas that way you can put whatever you want on in case you want to go camping or something.
Yeah. It's kind of that like a overlandish adventure style.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are fantastic.
And we bought that Forester so you could.
I've had two.
Well, the one we parted out. So
Yes.
explain why we bought the Forester.
Yeah.
The motor
Okay.
that was in
So
it. In layman's terms.
okay. So not in this Forester. The one before this had the rally motor in it, and so that means it had better. The internals were better, and so and it's. Layman's terms is difficult. So yeah, I picked that one specifically just because I needed that motor and that harness, and it is really easy to put into the GC body. The cool thing is it's basically a STI with a 5-speed.
Yeah, so that's the point I
Like,
was getting at. So the motor,
super cool car.
in some of these versions is the same motor they're putting
And
in the STI.
you can make them just as fast, if not faster, too, because some of the automatics in the Foresters came with lower gearing. So people will take the lower factory gearing and put it with these and just get tons of torque out of them.
So your thought of this versus an STI, you're right on.
Picked
Plus,
both.
plus, like if you think about where it's like you got friends that like they like doing car stuff, but they don't have a good car. You could take that. You could take 4 friends and all their stuff, throw it in the back, and then you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
You could
100%.
You could go down like some fire trail instead of being like a STI where it's like you got maybe 2 friends, but then you also have to carry all your stuff.
Yeah.
So
And these are naturally taller.
they're gonna be taller, so it's gonna be
So
easier
you don't
to
have
go
to
over a
do
lot
as
more
much from the get-go, whereas an STI, like yes, STIs are built to rally and stuff like that, but they do need a little bit more, I would say, suspension work before they got to the same level as a Forester could.
Yeah. Plus, your insurance company is gonna like a Forester a lot more than STI.
Especially for a 20-year-old.
Exactly.
So there are people that take the suspension off the Foresters.
Yeah,
and
and they'll put them
just
onto
slap 'em on that.
the WRX.
Yeah.
If they want their WRX lifted, instead of going spending tons of money on a lot of aftermarket parts that are usually more expensive, they just find a record
Yeah,
of these.
here
with the
in-
Like, hey,
suspension.
look,
Here in
this is way
Utah,
cheaper, the same thing.
Here in Utah, there's almost 3 styles of Forester. You get this, it's just a Forester, or you get lowered. So what you'll see a lot on Facebook pages here are just like any other marketplace site, will people be like, hey, I have stock Forester and I want STI, but this guy's like, I want to lift it and I want to lower, so they'll just straight swap.
They're like, cool, let's just swap our suspensions.
Yeah.
They put the STI suspension on the Forester.
In the Forester onto the STI.
Which lowers it, and
Yeah.
the Forester raises.
It's genius.
It works out perfectly.
Yeah.
When we
Plus, then
bought
you get
that-
people and you get connections.
Boom.
When we bought that, one...
The black one?
Yeah, the black.
The Java black, yeah.
RS. That was our thought. If we were going to keep it, we thought, well, let's just
Yeah, just do
Put
exactly
Forester
that. The
suspension.
on my Subaru, the older
2 inches.
generation.
There you go, done.
On the older generation of Subaru, it's harder to do, just because bolt patterns aren't the same. Like the rear strut is, the bolt holes would be here, but on like this, it would be more like that. So like stuff just doesn't fit right. But
That's what a
there's
hammer's for, right?
yeah, well, that's just drill it.
Yeah, and
That's
make your own holes.
like straight up 90% of people will do that.
Yeah, what do you think I do?
So-
How do you think I do my job most of the time?
Just put a hole in it.
There's no
So-
hole. Make your own hole. That'll be fine.
Easy.
It'll work, probably.
probably.
Yeah, that's okay. So I'm gonna do a surprise question. This might be difficult for you. You only get one car with that 60K.
One car with
One car with
$60,000.
$60,000. What are you doing?
Oh, well, you thought of this. This is a surprise question.
I actually just thought of it. It's a surprise to me, so I'm literally thinking as we
it
do
takes
this.
me. Wheels are rusty.
I think I've already got mine.
Okay, you tell yours, and if you come up with.
Viper. You could find a Viper. It'll be an older one. It'd be between a Viper and a Lotus.
Okay, 60K. I'm sure the Jaguar. Would be in
Yeah.
the one that.
Yeah.
What's
it would
the
be.
model number? It looks similar to the Austin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Austin.
Oh, we did a full episode on this car.
Yeah, it's just a Jaguar.
Yeah, but
Sports
60K,
car.
60K on any Jag. Like,
Yeah,
You're set.
I'm sure I could find a used one of those.
all right, you got 60K.
I mean, I think it's going to depend. If I have the car I have now, then it would probably still have to be the Forester. But maybe
60K on a Forester?
But maybe get a little newer, but then deck it out. Just completely kit it out.
60K on a Forester, you're gonna have a.
It would be
That's just a
monster.
tank.
Exactly. And if it was just having.
I love the dedication to the Forester. This is fantastic.
I like rally, and I know everyone's like, most people are like tired of like, oh, it's the crossover SUV, meh. I love SUVs.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
It's
And
like-
if it was, I only
it's
had
in the Hatch family,
if I
so.
had to get I didn't have a car and I had $60 to get a single car as my only car.
$60 or 60K?
60K,
Yeah.
60K, not 60. You could probably do a car for 60. But it would then probably have to be probably a Grand Cherokee, but a good, maybe like a 15-ish.
Okay.
Around that. Something newer, but then that way I still have something to work
Yeah,
on it
so
with
you
something.
so you'd be spending like right around for a really good one. If
Yeah.
you're going for like that Jet generation, you're probably looking at like 48.
Yeah, get that.
It feels
get like
about right.
Get like a nice high level trim, and
But
then
then
you
you
could
have
also have 15K left over to
Oh
do.
yeah, and those high level trims
whatever
have
you
so
want.
much good suspension
For
stuff in them
60.
already. Oh,
Yeah, you could do whatever
You
you,
could
want,
make a
or
beastie
because
Jeep
cheap
for-
money for fixing it when
That's
it inevitably breaks.
Actually, yeah, that's a better way to use that money. So
Put it in some Bitcoin and save it for later.
that way you
yes.
can buy 2 Jeeps.
That way I can get 2 Jeeps later.
But with that much money, you could get yourself an SRT.
You could get the SRT.
I could.
If you want,
yeah,
if you
that's
want,
not good.
on the newer ones, they even have more horsepower than
Oh, yeah,
That's
my
true. That's
old one.
one car that I think is like
No,
probably my dream
you're not-
car is
you're not
probably
gonna be-
the Trackhawk.
Yeah, but that's
'Cause-
100K.
Exactly. I was
That's
like,
100K.
yikes.
But he could probably find a used
Just
one.
second gen. Yeah, you could second gen for
That's what
60K would be
for
quite
60.
easy.
And well,
Yeah, see, we just went from a souped-up Forester to a track.
yeah, that's why I'm like, we're down. I don't know pricing on these things.
This is fantastic. Well, right on. Thank you for doing this. I love that. Like, we've grown up apart from each other. Like,
Yeah.
pretty far too. But it's cool to see that it's just kind of in the family. You know.
Yeah.
It's like it's just part of it.
Mom's getting annoyed at it.
And
Tinkering. Well, she was annoyed at it back then, too.
I was talking to my mom, and she was like, I was talking to Mom, I was like, I kind of want to do stuff to my car. She's like, dang it. 5 kids and all of them are gearheads. Come on. Give me one kid that's into like cooking or something.
We got him a KitchenAid, so there you go.
I bet it's pinstriped.
Sorry, Mom. Dude.
Well,
sorry, Mom. You just made a bunch of car kids.
But
Not sorry.
She did love driving the Jag, so
True.
Yeah, she pitched it sideways.
What was the car? The one car she was fine driving when she had like insomnia?
No, sleep
apnea. No.
Not sleep apnea.
Where is it when you just?
When you just
The one that you just like pass out.
Yeah.
Being really tired because I don't know the word for it.
I like that. I like that description.
Whatever the fancy word for that is.
Yeah.
Whether she was asleep or awake, the car she always liked was the Dodge Shadow.
That's not a bad car either. I mean, that is an A to B commuter 80s and 90s car, but I mean, it has style.
Yeah, when you go home, ask her about the day she pitched the Jag sideways with your grandma and your great-grandma in the car.
I didn't know that all the things, so now I have to. There are probably many stories that she has not told me.
Well, right on. Again, thank you. This is so much fun. I'm so glad that you were able to come out here and do this. Like, this is so cool. But yeah, so again, we have the website. I'm gonna link it into the YouTube, so that way you guys can just go there. We'll have all these pictures, the links to any of these cars that are for sale, as well just like other information about these cars too, like the notes. So, and if you could follow us on all of our social media, we got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those. That would be fantastic. We love hearing all the feedback. I had my first natural experience pretty recently of someone that like I totally had no idea who this person was. And he just came up to me in public. He's like, "Yo, you're the guy with the podcast, right?" And I was like,
Totally.
"Yeah."
Sure.
Like, and he's like, "You do it with like your dad?" "Yeah, my dad." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I think I like different cars now because of you." And I was like, cool, man. Thanks.
Cool.
So,
Sick.
yeah, we love hearing stuff about that. So, just your guys' opinions. If you have 3 cars, tell us your 3 cars and your 60K car, or just one, anything. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I think we should do this a little more often. I like this.
I like this game. This game's good. There is one announcement. We are going to change the format up a little bit just because you're going to be in the UK here pretty soon. We don't know when though. So we're going to be switching to every other week. We're still going to record every week, so that way when he's gone, we'll be able to kind of push those episodes out a little bit. But we will be doing live stuff. Well, you'll be doing live stuff in the UK. And I'm pretty sure we're doing some research on things you can do, and it's going to be freaking cool, man.
There's several museums I already want to go to, and I like get up to some of the old factories where some of the cars were made.
Yeah, the mini museum. Oh,
yeah, and like the Jag factory, and also,
dude, if you go to the Jag factory, please buy a Jaguar jacket for yourself, like a really nice one. Like you deserve that.
Well, I owned one, so yeah, I don't.
You have to do it.
I don't wear things that I don't own or owned.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be cool. But I also hope Europe. All of Europe is like United States, so I can hopefully just rent a car and shoot across.
Oh, you mean like how easy it is to drive everywhere?
Yeah, because I know it's like for the EU, I think it's most of it, they don't even have like a real border.
No, you just kind of drive.
You just kind of go through it.
Yeah, you're just kind of in another state.
Right? I mean, granted, probably going state to state is probably harder here than it is going country to country there.
Trying to get into California now?
Well, it's because it's California.
Yeah, but
that's like
sometimes I wasn't done finishing my orange and they confiscated it.
You should just like saw off California and let it float off into the ocean.
We'll trade it with Japan.
It's supposed to fall off.
Yes.
Just straight. The shapes are the same.
Well, no, because we want it there because then we still
It's not my idea. I saw that.
tax benefits. Because we still need like the tourism benefits.
Oh, we're getting into weird subjects now.
Like make it an island, and then we could have 2 coastal.
Oh, Hawaii 2.0.
Yeah, way bigger than Hawaii.
And one piece.
Yeah,
that's nice. Look at that. Now we're geologists? Geographers?
This is a geography podcast now.
Oh, yes. We love the planet.
We are definitely professionals.
Well, I don't think it would be geologists. I think it would be more like conspiracy people that think the world's flat or like we never went to the moon. And
California's going to become an island. That type?
It's an island. Yeah.
Okay.
California already is an island. Big Earth just wants to make you think that it's part of the U.S. continental
Now we're
US.
getting into some real crazy stuff. Too much. Anyways, thank you. We love you guys. Again, thank you for doing this. I know this is like totally outside your box, and like,
outside our box.
I did make you
It's-
video
I
when
feel
I was
like-
9. I got this.
so yeah, this is so cool. But have a good Friday.
And a good weekend.
Yeah.
The rest of the year.